some absolutely wonderful and some not. I also want you to know that the Andromedans are very concerned about the Earth moving through this gravitational plasmic field, which we call the galactic plane. It is their concern that the planet itself, when it hits it, because of its vibration, its frequency, it's going to bounce off of it at first, creating a huge global quake. There have been discussions as to whether to intervene, to, in other words, align something in front of the Earth to open the pathway through it, or to allow this to occur naturally. Now, the natural part is this. When the Earth moves through the galactic plane, the Schumann resonance of the planet is going to change. It is going to become much, much higher than what it is right now. All indigenous life on the planet will then have to change its harmonic frequency to match that of Earth. Many species will not be able to. A lot of human beings will not be able to. But those that do, it'll be a natural transition into what we know as fourth density, and in some respects, fifth density. Those kids that are coming in with 3 strands of DNA, they will be able to go between 4 and 5. They will be telling us, coming back and teaching us what's ahead of us. They will become the educators. Okay? Half of them are ETs anyway, who have volunteered to come into this place simply because none of our forefathers have ever experienced this before. So, I don't know if there'll be intervention on that or not. There will be Earth changes, though. Okay? And I don't know at the moment, if that happens, where the safest place to be is. I don't know at this point. If I find out, I'll definitely let you know. Okay? But intuitively, you will get it. I'm sure you will get it, that you will be exactly where it is you're supposed to be. And you will know exactly what it is you're supposed to do. Okay? You have to know that, because that's what this is about. When we pass through this plane, we will become an agrarian society once again, which I thought was fascinating because Mr. Mellon Thomas talked about that yesterday as well, last night. Based on his death experiences, that's what he was shown as well, that we become an agrarian society again. It's not to say manufacturing will go away, it won't, but we will not solely be on it. We will become indigenous people once again with the planet. I'm also told that many people, once we have passed through this transition, this change in frequency and harmonics, that many people will opt to go to different star systems and represent Earth, represent our civilization. Because there is a huge perk to being the only planetary society to actually go through such a shift as this. And the fact that we represent 22 different extraterrestrial races here, genetically, and are considered genetic royalty, that we will be invited to participate on levels absolutely unimagined to us at this point. Okay, we will become ambassadors. We will be teaching other societies basically what not to do. Okay? Because we're the professors. We have become the professors. A gentleman, and I'm not sure if he's here, his name was Gilbert. I spoke with him yesterday, he asked me to give him, in one sentence, the bottom line to all this. And I've been searching for that one sentence, that bottom line, all my life. But I heard someone else say it yesterday. And it is simply, love your life. You can't say it any better than that. You know, we've lived in the duality of light and dark. But we've almost completely ignored the fact that there's a third duality here, and that's balance. Okay? We have always been somewhere between the two, never realizing that the balance is actually its own duality as well. And none of us have given that space enough credit. And we certainly don't teach that in our spiritual philosophies or religions of the earth, of just finding the balance. Many of the indigenous cultures have known that all along. You know, they've known about the balance. And in saying that, I brought that up specifically because what needs to be acknowledged here is that the United States changed the world. It changed its perspective. It changed the direction. Up until now, it has probably done more good than harm. But the consciousness of America has radically changed. For the last 60 years, we've been creating enemies, fighting enemies, creating enemies, fighting enemies, fascism, communism, tyranny, and then creating tyranny, communism, fascism, so much so that that our government has now become the monster that it has been fighting all along. Okay? There's a great lesson there in holding on to something and putting too much energy into something that you actually become that which you hate. Okay? We're faced with that. I want you to know that there is not a single benevolent extraterrestrial race up there, the Andromedans at all, who are going to do anything about our government. That's our problem. We let this get out of hand. We let them get out of control. We let them usurp our rights. We let them build all this technology without sharing it. We've let them run amok. We have not managed our constitutional republic, and we have let them take our rights away. That's our responsibility to fix. Now, I'm not advocating overthrowing the government, but what I am advocating is the fact that you absolutely stand up for yourselves and don't take this horseshit any longer. We simply can't do it. It's become a detriment to the planet. Okay? And we are responsible for that. Now, having said that, and this is an unintentional plug for Dr. Sala's book, okay? But I was going to talk about this anyway. In the late 50s, the United States government signed a treaty with an extraterrestrial race who they believed to be benevolent. And agreements were reached, and there were terms to that treaty. And shortly after that treaty was signed and agreed upon, the extraterrestrials broke the treaty, because technologically they were far more advanced than we believed they were. Okay, so the government was tricked into it. However, we called that upon ourselves. We brought that experience to us because of our treatment and our behavior with treaties. Just ask the Native Americans. We signed 263 treaties with the Native Americans, and we broke 263. And it goes on and on and on. So if you need proof of karma, there's one for you. Okay? We drew that to us because we haven't walked our talk. We talk about it. We sing about it at sporting events. You know, we beat our chests, but we haven't walked it at all. Okay? It's in our face, ladies and gentlemen. It's in our face. And once again, America is at the forefront of this. Okay? This economic crisis, in the end, will be a godsend because what will happen is the ridiculous laws and restrictions and regulations we have put on ourselves will all fall away because there'll be nobody to support them. That's number one. Number two, what makes us great is that we think out of the box. We create something out of nothing. We create solutions to impossible problems. That's what's made us great. Okay? We need to re-embrace that spirit, that wild spirit that freed the world, that changed the world. It doesn't mean that we cannot share that spirit with other nations because other nations are getting there. Hell, Russia's just as free as we were 25 years ago now. They're changed so dramatically. They realize that what they were doing no longer works. Okay, there's a lesson there. Putin was very specific. Don't go to communism, it doesn't work. Okay? But this is not about politics, this is about control. This is about control. And it's about you. It's about me. It's about us. It's about our kids. Okay? It is time to create something different. All you need to do, all of that I've been asked to tell you, is to consciously, intentionally start thinking about what the world looks like. What a new world looks like, the way you want it. Okay? Do you want centralized government? Do you want a monetary system? Do you want to use fossil fuels? Do you want free energy? What is it that you want? Okay? We cannot allow a handful of people to decide the direction of all of humanity. They are only going to be self-serving. This is our responsibility because this is our reality. We're creating this together. And if we embrace that, if we take responsibility for creating all of that reality, we can change this so fast it'll blow your minds. Because we're all extremely powerful. Look at what we've done. Look at what we've done already. It's stunning. I mean,